Hello, good morning and welcome to another video. If you're new, my name's Emma, I'm an illustrator based in Sheffield and these are my daily-ish vlogs. And today I'm gonna have a productive, but also, what's the word? Kind day to myself. It's a lovely day out there. Rolly is crying because I think he wants to go outside. So first of all, come outside with me and then we'll see if there is enough energy in me and enough money in my bank to enter this competition with picture hooks. Because it is £15 to enter and I'm toying with the idea of not entering because £15 in my hand is better than not having it at all. So I don't know, I'm toying with the idea. But first of all, let's get outside. I'm gonna get a coffee, coat on, get Rolly out. Autumn has for sure arrived now, let me show you. The leaves are falling off the apple tree, making a lot of lovely leaf ground cover. Forgive my massive shoes, these are the shoes we go out to the bin in. My garden could probably do with a bit of a tidy, but this time of year isn't a great time to do it because insects are just starting to find their homes and their safe spaces for the winter. So it will stay messy until the spring and they can be disturbed and not die of cold. So we've come to stand by the back door because Rolly's new cat friend will enter via under the gate. Yeah, Rolly is desperate to meet next door's cat. We came in because our neighbour came out to the bin and Rose got a bit spooked, but Rolly and this neighbour's cat keep, not the neighbour that came out, but they keep meeting at the cat flap. And it is, compared to how he normally acts to cats, it's a bona fide love affair. So yeah, I'm very excited by the prospect of a little cat friend for Rolly. It's made life interesting, if nothing else, hey? So now we're back in. Breakfast is the first port of call and then we'll head up to the studio. But first, let me show you something that has made me happy to no end. Many of you will know that I recently treated myself or invested in a bike. So it's a folding bike because we live in a very small house and we've managed to make some space at the top of the cellar stairs. So now it's out of the way. Amazing. And I've also stickered it up because I'm thinking that the more personalised I make it, the less it is appealing to people who might want to steal it because they won't be able to sell it anonymously immediately. So that's my thinking anyway. So, back in my studio, I've had a parcel arrive, and I think this is going to help me prep for Christmas. I know it's only October, might be October to you, but if you're an illustrator or someone with a small business who sells at Christmas and Christmassy things, I really should have been thinking about these months ago. Let's open them and I will tell you what they are. Something sharp. Out of the way. Right, so these are baubles. Are they smaller than last time? Yeah, they are. I think they've sent me the wrong size. Yeah, I ordered 80mm. All right, well, I'll get onto them and let them know. But in the meantime, these are baubles, and every year for the last few years, I've been hand painting cat baubles, and I thought, why stop this year? So these are hand painted in gouache by me, and they always sell really well. So I've got a bunch more, but they should be bigger than that. So I'm just going to email them and ask them what they'd like me to do, because that is a whole thing. You know what, guys? No, they're not. They're not the wrong size. I have ordered the wrong size. It is user error. So I was measuring like my old supplier used to measure widthwise and and they measure bottom to top. So user error. I don't really think it's worth buying some bigger ones, or is it? I'll have a look. I could just have small ones this year, that's fine. That's fine. I'd rather do that than waste the materials, you know. So, and it is a different year, so there. We'll see, I'll decide by the end of the day. But first things first, what I'm gonna do is get my computer off and put my iPad on. I was decisive and I did buy them. So now we've got some small ones and some big ones. Even if I don't use them this year, I've got them ready for next year. So that's saved me in the future. So what I'm going to do is get my iPad out and I'm going to have a look and see what the requirements are for this competition. So the one I'm thinking about has a deadline of tomorrow. I think it's tomorrow or maybe tonight. Nothing like leaving things to the last minute, hey? So it's got a deadline of soon, and it's £15 to enter, which is fine. I don't mind doing that. But like I say, when money's tight, sometimes it's just better having the money than spending it on something that might happen, but that all chances are will not. But you've got to be in it to win it. I'm a little bit confused by the entry requirements. So they require, let me get it open and I'll read you the entry requirements. So here it is. It's the mentoring program. It's not a competition, but I suppose it kind of, I can treat it like a competition because you enter and they pick a winner based on your entry. So a winner, you know, a successful applicant. So it's the mentoring program. So the panel are looking for an evidence of character development, continuity and emotion in your work. The successful applicant will demonstrate commitment with potential and the desire to learn and develop. How do I apply? Oh, it is tonight. Is it? Yeah. The deadline for applications is midnight UK time on the 28th of October, which is today. So it's £15 to enter. There are 4 aspects to the submission and they must all be included. So 1, a narrative piece over 3 pages. A narrative piece over 3 pages. First of all, I don't know how you do a narrative piece over 3 pages. Do they want a condensed thumbnail narrative, which I've got, but I'd need to reformat, which seems funny because I've got all that on 1 page. They could have that on 1 page and they could have 2 pages of other things. So a narrative piece over 3 pages, colour or black and white, that clearly demonstrates continuity, character development and an emotional connection with children. This piece could be a work in progress, but the direction must be evident and well thought through. A finished double spread in colour is the second thing that you need to add. This is in addition to the sequence above and can either show the same character or something quite different. Number 3, you should include a link to your online presence, easy. Number 4, a personal statement, 500 words max, explain why you wish to be considered for the programme and what you're hoping to gain. Please note. See, that's the bit I don't understand. The narrative piece over 3 pages. Do they want 3 images that show narrative progression? Do they want thumbnails? I suppose because they've asked for 1 image that is a finished image. It suggests that they want something more than just 3 images to show the narrative progression. So I'm thinking it must be thumbnails. Because I was thinking maybe they would like an image of the character, like in different poses and all that kind of stuff to show continuity. But they have specified a narrative piece over 3 pages. So that suggests story arc, beginning, middle and end. Which I've got that. I just need to reformat that. Because I'm going to use a children's book proposal that I made ages ago. And I haven't really done anything with it. It's been sitting on my iPad. And I made it for an open submissions day for one of the publishers around about. I've forgotten what it was called, like Little Rocket Bird Books, something like that. I didn't hear anything back from them. So I've got this book proposal waiting to go. The thing that could take time is the reformatting of everything and rewriting personal statements. So let me read through the FAQs and see what it says. Can you explain what you mean by narrative piece? Here we go. It might help to think of it as 3 pages of a picture book. As 3 pages of a picture book. There can be either 3 single pages or 3 double page spreads. So you might submit page 3, page 4 and page 5 of a story, or page 6, 7, page 8, 9, page 10, 11 of a story. We want to see progression in the storyline and characters. For example, it's Sally's birthday. Sally is cross. Sally runs away. We're looking forward to seeing all your ideas. That's it. So they don't want to see the whole story arc. They want to see how it progresses over 3 pages. Gotcha, picture hooks. Right, I need to get to work. Okay, so I've got these draft texts. I've got 2 books that I feel are really ready for a proposal. And I don't know which one to go for. So I've printed out even though it's an illustration competition, I've printed out the text. So when I'm looking at the thumbnails, I know what's happening in each one. So I'm just going to look through and see which narrative sequence works best. Okay, I'm torn. So one of them has got, in one of the books, the narrative sequence is faster moving. So the first one that I just read there, over 3 double-page spreads, you have the introduction of the character, you have the problem, and you have the attempt at a solution, and then the problem gets bigger, which is part of the story arc building. In the one that I was originally going to use, there's more going on in the book. It feels more like interesting in terms of like an older picture book, like for a 5 to 6 year old. Whereas the other one might be for younger readers. It teaches about adjectives, so like it describes surroundings. It's funny. It can work without words. Whereas this one, it works alongside the words. It can work without words, but it works alongside the words. But in this one, the character, if I needed to do over 3 pages, the character isn't introduced. So over the first, I don't know. I'll do the easy one. I'll do the one that's made for younger readers, where the narrative is obvious from those 3 pages. You can see how the book's going to go. You've got the problem, you've got an attempt at a resolution, the problem escalates, you can see it's going to go another attempt at a resolution, another escalation, another attempt at a resolution, and another escalation. And then finally at the end is a resolution. Whereas this one, in those 3 pages, I don't think you've got it in 3 pages. So it's a simpler book, it's a simpler idea, but I think I'm going to go for the simple one. Yeah. Okay, so I've blurred this out so that I don't reveal my story to the world. But this is what I've got so far. So I've got a full page of the book thumbnailed out. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to screenshot this or save the whole thing. No, I'm not. How am I going to do it? I'm going to cut out the pages that I want, save them as photos, and then import them into a new document and use those as a base to draw on top of. Right, there's 1 page done. Coffee. Okay, progress report. I know this might have been a boring video to film, but I just needed to do it. Progress report. I've done my 3 pages of narrative sequence. I've done my finished double page spread. Let me have a look and see what else I need. So, a narrative piece over 3 pages, check. A finished double page spread in colour. I need a link to my website, I've got that, and a personal statement, 500 words max. I will bash that out in a second, but first I need to desperately use the toilet. And then I'm going to have another cuppa, get the computer on and bash out this personal statement. And then I think the trickiest part is going to try and compress all of the images down into each of the submitted files, so 2 megabytes. But I've got a program on there that I can do that with. Got the coffee, got some biscuits. And I'm glad that I did this work today. In the end, it wasn't that much work. It was just deciding what I was going to do. Can you, sorry, Rolly is after my cheesy crackers. Can you stop being a ravenous beast? You've got your own biscuits. Here. Good boy. It was all helped by the prep, is basically what I'm trying to say. It would have been a much bigger task if I had to start from scratch. Ideally, I wouldn't have left it to the very last day, although this is not the first time that I've done it. But c'est la vie, such is life. Sometimes when it's something like this that I don't need to do, taking it up to the wire makes me realise that whether I do want it or whether I don't want it. So, well, the next thing to do is a personal statement. And then trying to get it submitted. Because last time I tried to submit to this, it wouldn't work. I was also doing it on the last day. So, we'll see. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. But I do need to start thinking about the next stage of my career. Because there's no point me having loads of book ideas if I don't know where to go with it. So, let's see. So I've had quite a nice surprise. The clock that I was basing my time off was actually still set on British summertime. And yesterday the clocks went back, which means we've got an extra hour. So it's actually 3 o'clock, not 4 o'clock. Woohoo! But I'm not going to rest on my laurels. I'm going to get going with this thing. Well, the same thing has happened to me that happened last time. I've filled everything in, saved everything the right size it should be, filled all of the parts of the application form in, went to submit and pay securely via PayPal, and I have this circle of doom which just won't stop. So I've emailed them. It's 4:15 on a Monday. Hopefully there's someone still in the office. It does say that their inbox isn't monitored, but what else can I do at this point? The deadline is at midnight, and let me see, hang on, I think I've received an email. Picture Hooks, thank you for your email. For urgent inquiries, please email info@, all right, I'll do that, hang on. Okay, so I've just done that. The only thing I can do is email them, and to prove that I had my submission ready before the deadline, which is midnight, I've sent them all of the stuff that they asked for. So the 3 pages of narrative sequence, the double page spread, and the personal statement, I've put them in the actual email that I've sent to them just to prove that I have actually had it all in time. But they did say that the application wouldn't be accepted without payment, but I can't do payment unless the website works. And let me just check that tab. Nope, that's not working. So I don't know what to do. Last time this happened, there was a bit more. I think they replied to me and gave me a link to pay with. So maybe I'll do that this time. Hopefully there's enough time. Basically, it's all a bit close to the wire. Maybe because I got my application in before midnight, they'll accept payment later. It's tricky, but anyway. It's done, what can you do? Good news, they sent me an online form, an email form that I could submit. So I've sent that off now. They're going to check that all the information that they've asked for is there, and then they're going to send me a link that I can pay with my PayPal. So it always pays to email someone if something goes wrong, because there are humans at the other end of these things for the time being. There are people at the other end, and it's very worth contacting them. So picture hooks, if you're watching this, assuming that, you know, you might want to check me out. Thank you very much for the opportunity. It has been a roller coaster. Done. It's been done. This is my business records from the other day. I need to put those away. Yeah, it's been done and dusted. If you're wondering who this is, by the way, might as well tell you. This is my Care Bear from when I was a little girl. And this dude here was always around, and apparently it was my sister's from my uncle. And I saved it from my mum's. I saved them both from my mum's garage. So, now you know. Oh my goodness, it's been a day. Going from the start of the day where I was trying to convince myself that I didn't really want to enter anyway, because my life would be easier and I'd have £15, to working all day and then not getting the webpage to work, and having to wait for an email. Thank goodness they were so quick and helpful and receptive when I emailed them. Thank goodness they were there. Thank goodness I didn't leave it until 10 o'clock at night, because they wouldn't have been there. So, well, they might have been, but I very much doubt they would have been there. So, oh, what a roller coaster of a day. But I've done it. And actually doing the 3-page narrative, now I know what they meant, was really eye-opening, actually. I'm going to move these because it's making me look like I'm wearing a bear hat. There you go. There you go, guys. Yeah, so it was really eye-opening. Last time when I didn't enter the mentoring program, but I entered their buddy scheme, which is a similar thing, but for people at a different stage in their careers. And I didn't know what this 3-page narrative sequence was. And I think I just did 3 pages of thumbnails. But seeing 3 double page, I did them as double pages, and seeing 3 double pages like that in a narrative sequence, it really gave me almost goosebumps to see my story as it would be in a book. So no, it's very exciting, and the whole idea of this program is very interesting, very exciting to me. So it's aimed at people who are like emerging illustrators who are trying to break into the industry. Let me see if I can put you up there. Probably not. Yes. So it's aimed at emerging illustrators trying to get into the children's picture book industry, who might just need a helping hand over the finish line. The finish line. I mean, is it ever a finish line? I don't think finish lines actually exist in real life. But it's for people who aren't at the beginning of their journey, but who just need a little bit of polishing, a bit of refining. And I think that's more me than the buddy scheme. I think because I've been working for my own as an illustrator myself, either for my small business or, you know, developing children's book ideas and all that kind of thing since 2017. I've been creative all my life. I've got a self-published children's book that I did in 2020, all about my cat called Dave and his journey through the cat shelter. And since then, I've been doing courses and taking part in lots of content online, whether it's free or paid, to try and develop my skills and hone my skills. And since then, I've got a bunch of stories a lot of them ready to go, some of them in various stages of the process to getting ready. And I just really need that bump over the finish line. Like I say, is there ever a finish line? But over the next hurdle, I need a little kind of kickstart or a hand up, because I didn't know where to go. I was thinking about looking for an agent. Well, I'm still on that process of looking for an agent, but Do you look for an agent, or do you get involved with things like this? Do you just approach publishers? Like, how do you do it? And is this stuff, is it formatted how they want it to be formatted? Is it the right level of finish that they're looking for in the application process? Like, how do you do it? And I think this mentoring scheme answers those questions. The idea is that they pair you up. I'm not sponsored, by the way, it's just what's happening today. The idea is that they pair you up with someone who's already in the industry. They can answer all of your questions, and they can kind of push your boundaries, try and get you to experiment with things, maybe if you need to do that, or they help you work on areas that you need help working in those areas of. If that sentence actually made sense, but you know what I mean. So I think it will be super beneficial, and I don't know why I didn't apply sooner. I always seem to leave these things right up to the deadline. I think because bathroom. Anyone that knows me will, and has been watching me for a while, will know that I've been getting my bathroom done, and I'm blaming it for everything. So it started in September. There was like 5 or 6 weeks where the builders were in, and now we're living with the bit where we've got to finish off all the little bits like painting and towel rails and all that kind of stuff. And it shouldn't be taking such a big part of my brain up, but it is. So it's, I think, as much as, you know, it probably is just me being very disorganised, I do think that is taking a lot of my brain's processing power at the moment. So I didn't think about it until today when I was like, oh, maybe I should do it. So yes. Hey, you know what I can do now though? Look. I can get this thing, if I can do it without it ripping. And I can fill it in, because I've applied for a thing. If you don't know what this is a 100 rejections list. I got the idea from Katie Chappell of the Good Ship Illustration. I don't know if it was her idea or if it was an idea that she's borrowed from someone, but an idea it is nonetheless. And she said she started a 100 rejections list with the aim of getting to 100. And it wasn't to necessarily get to 100, it was to get her over the fear of applying for things. Because that fear is real, guys. So it was for her to get over the fear of applying and just get her kind of scattergun applying to all of the things that she thought she might stand a chance with. And it wasn't that she wanted to be rejected, it's that it was owning the fear of being rejected. I don't know how she puts it. I think she puts it a lot better than I do. But the idea is that you own the fear of being rejected. And if you are rejected, no problem at all. So I've borrowed this idea, and I've got this as a freebie download over on my Patreon. If you would like your own 100 rejections list, and I'll show you how I'm using mine in a second, but just go to patreon.com/Emma Woodthorpe. In fact, I'll put the link in the video description. I think it might already be in all of my video descriptions. So if you would like that, you can go and grab that for free, no problem. But let me show you how I use mine. Okay, so to help me keep track, what I do when I apply for something, I put a circle around it and I write what it is. So I'll write PH Mentor Ing Prog. And then I not only have a record of my rejection, so if I get rejected, I'll tick it. I've also got a record of what I'm applying for. And this needs to be fuller. I've only applied for 4 things in the last year. But I have been busy doing a bathroom and other things. I've been working on my own portfolio and stuff. So, but yeah, this is available if you would like it. Go and grab one. So I think I need dinner and a good long rest after all that. So I'm going to leave this video here, and hopefully I will catch you in the next one. Before you go, if you did like this video, I would appreciate it if you'd consider giving it a thumbs up or give me a comment, because all of these things help me reach other people just like you. So if you did like it, that'd be great. You don't have to. And if you'd like to have a little chat about anything in the video, drop it in a comment and I will happily get back to you. All of these things, like I say, help me reach other people just like you. So you would be doing me a favour, but no obligation. And if you're not already subscribed, that'd be amazing as well. Just to boost my confidence, if nothing else. So anyway, I am going to leave this video here now. So until the next one, bye.